Woodpeckers are beautiful, unusual birds found across North America, with some dwelling species in Europe. They can typically be seen in dense or sparsely woodland areas, as well as suburban yards with trees. They eat large amounts of unwanted insects and provide birders with hours of entertainment. Because they tend to stay in the same range throughout the year, it is impossible to spot them year-round. Here are some ways to attract woodpeckers to your yard. Step 1. Know your woodpeckers. There are many species of woodpecker found throughout much of North America and other species in Europe. Knowing which ones you may encounter based on your location to help you sort out the feed and placement of feeders and other things that attract woodpeckers. The Downy Woodpecker is checkered with black and white and is found all over the United States and parts of Canada. This woodpecker enjoys suet feeders and loves the challenge of an upside-down feeder. The hairy woodpecker is similar in appearance to the Downy Woodpecker, though it has a much longer beak and is fairly shy in comparison to its look-alike. These woodpeckers are also found in the United States and parts of Canada, and have been spotted in areas far south as Mexico. This bird does not typically eat from feeders. The northern flicker is a polka-dotted woodpecker that is found all over North America and even down to Central America. When in flight, you can see spots of yellow and red and are typically covered in unique black markings. These birds tend to feed on insects or on or near the ground, though they'll eat from feeders on occasion. Pileated, red-headed, and red-bellied woodpeckers are found primarily in the eastern United States. Pileated woodpeckers are large, crow-sized birds that are mostly black with a red crest and white lines near the throat. These birds rarely eat from feeders. The red-headed woodpecker is a rare bird whose population may be encouraged with birdhouses. This bird's diet includes fruit, seeds, nuts, and other small birds, and even small rodents. The red-bellied woodpecker is medium-sized and displays a bright red head and belly on a mostly black body. This bird is known to eat at suet and nut feeders. Lewis's woodpecker and the red-naped sapsucker are two rarer species that are located primarily in the western United States. Lewis's woodpeckers are medium-sized birds with grey chests and a dark red face and a pinkish belly. There are insect eaters who glean their meals from the surfaces of trees. Red-naped sapsuckers are found in the lower regions near the Rocky Mountains. They tend to favour sap from willow trees, but are actually known to eat from other trees as well. European green woodpeckers, greater spotted woodpeckers and lesser spotted woodpeckers can be seen in UK gardens in small towns and villages. In mainland Europe you may see grey-headed, black, Syrian, middle spotted, white-backed, and three-toed varieties of the Pisidae family. Step 2. Choose the right feed. Woodpeckers love nuts, insects, seeds and are attracted to feeders offering them what they love to munch on in the wild. By offering the right food selection can attract a broad range of species into your yard. Suet is hard fat located in the organs in beef and mutton. It is also well loved by most woodpeckers. Suet comes in cakes and can be placed in special upside down feeders that discourage starlings and invasive bird species, while still allowing chickadees and woodpeckers to feed. It is not recommended that you feed birds suet during warm summer months, as the suet can melt and get on bird wings. This is really dangerous because summer months coincide with egg incubation, with suet on eggshells clogs port, preventing oxygen from getting into the embryo. Nuts and seeds, especially peanuts, and black oil sunflower seeds are well loved by woodpeckers and are relatively cheap feed options. Fruit is another food happily consumed by most woodpeckers. Cut-up oranges and apples are especially attractive and contain a lot of nutrients important for this active bird's health. Mealworms are the larvae of the beetle Tembryo monitor. They should be placed in feeders that are deep enough to prevent them from wriggling free. Mealworms can last for weeks, and from the purchase date maintained at 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 to 10 degrees Celsius. Step 3. Choose the right feeder. Though woodpeckers spend the majority of time looking for natural food sources like beetle larvae, spiders, ants, and other insects, you can attract these tough-beak birds to your yard by making wise choices about your feeder station. Upright feeders will support the bird's eating positions comfortably. Position feeders to mimic birds' natural feeding preferences, suet stations for example, will be far more effective and popular near a tree. Place your feeders in quiet locations to make the birds feel secure. Well lit, sunny areas can also be preferable as this aids visibility for always vigilant woodpeckers. Step 4. Provide water. Woodpeckers will visit bird baths to drink and bathe. They prefer a quieter and a more private bath close to the ground. Make sure that the bath is fairly shallow, -1.5, -2. Try placing a small fountain with a running water pump in a shady area away from the centre of the yard. To encourage the woodpeckers to use the bath, you might want to place low perches around the bath. During cold winter months, you must be vigilant about ice forming in fountains. The easiest and most ecologically efficient way to provide water for birds during these months is to set out a plastic bowl of water at the same time every day. Retrieve this bowl at any time if you see ice forming. Final step. Provide shelter. As if with most birds, woodpeckers love privacy and the ability to hide. Coniferous and deciduous trees both provide shelter and they act as a food source for woodpeckers. Planting a number of those types of trees in a small area will allow the woodpeckers to feel secure. Planting scrubby shrubs at the base of these trees will provide additional security for the woodpeckers and can also provide them with additional food sources. Some woodpeckers, like the pileated, love dead trees. Instead of having them removed, try keeping them on your property to encourage roosting and even nesting. Consider placing a roosting box in your yard during the winter months. Choosing the right location for the nesting box is very important. Try to place the box close to vegetation the woodpeckers frequent. Placing the boxes higher off the ground and on poles can protect against predators. You can purchase these boxes or make your own. They should have drainage and ventilation holes. be easy to clean and be built sturdy. For more ways to attract woodpeckers to your yard, open WikiHow.